For the purpose of this video, we will be using a rollable mock wall setup to simulate the surface on which the inverter will be mounted. Begin by aligning the wall bracket included with the packaging of the inverter. Use a leveler to facilitate this process. Mark the 4 outer holes of the bracket. Next, drill the holes and secure the bracket to the wall. For wood stud or drywall installations, appropriate screws must be provided by the installer. The inverter weighs approximately 50 pounds and may be installed by a single person. Please make sure to use proper lifting and safety techniques. Hang the inverter on top of the wall mounting bracket and secure the sides to avoid any side movement. Using a Phillips screwdriver or a non-impact drill, remove the cabinet plate to gain access to all the system ports. For demonstration, we will be using a Fortress Power eBoost 16 kWh battery. Open the E-way compartment to access the battery busbar. Remove the knockout caps on both the battery side and inverter side, then install a 1.5-inch flexible or EMT conduit from the side of the E-way to the side of the solo inverter. Secure all conduit fittings, then route a pair of 2-aught battery cable along with a communication cable through the conduit. Next, strip the cable and add a 2-aught lug terminal with a 1/4 inch ring size on the inverter side and 3/8 on the battery side. Crimp and put electrical tape around both the lug and the cable for proper termination. You may also ask or source this cable to be pre-made from your local distributor. Make sure to have the correct length suitable for your installation. Secure the cables to the battery port of the inverter and the other end to the battery terminals. Make sure to use proper torque specifications. Use the battery to inverter communication cables RJ45 cable and connect one end on the battery and the other end at the inverter bat communication port. Make sure to use the cable included with the battery packaging to guarantee correct closed-loop communication. Reminder to always make sure to adhere to local AHJ regulations. For demonstration, we have attached the load panel to the back of the mock rollable wall. Before routing the cables, make sure to turn off all load breakers. Then proceed to route the neutral, ground and line cables from your load panel to your inverter. Begin by connecting and securing the ground, neutral and line conductors to the inverter. Ensure that all terminations are tightened in accordance with the manufacturer's specified torque values. Finally, secure the conductors to the load panel. When routing the cables, avoid sharp bends, as excessive bending can damage the conductors or compromise the insulation. To commission the system, first turn on the battery breaker at the inverter. Next, energize the battery. Then place the inverter switch, located on the right side of the inverter, into the on position. Confirm that the inverter booted up. Note, the inverter comes pre-programmed to work for off-grid and self-consumption applications. The parameters are set with the Fortress Power recommended settings for the eVault Max, eFlex Max and eBoost batteries. Since this demonstration is for an off-grid configuration, turn the inverting button back to off and navigate to setting number 63 to enable the internal ground-neutral bond, as the inverter serves as the primary source ahead of the main panel. You must do this step quickly before the inverter shuts off. Turn the inverter back to the on position, and then turn the load breaker of the inverter on. Take a multimeter and set it to measure AC voltage. Make sure that it is displaying the correct measurement unit. Next, carefully probe each main ports of the AC load panel. Since this is a typical residential single split-phase configuration, you should be getting 240 volts from line 1 to line 2, 120 volts from line to neutral, and 120 volts from line to ground. Reminder, please use personal protective equipment when performing this procedure. Finally, energize your load breakers and close the cabinet cover.
For more resources and support, visit fortresspower.com. Thanks for watching.